I think we should have it. In that little box where you actually have the word social, political, economic, cultural, that left-hand box, I want you to write down a couple of these things, and I'm going to write them on the board too. The reason why is because I don't want you to forget it when you're going through the article and you're trying to remember, what am I looking for again? Okay?
We're supposed to be charts for what?
We're going to talk about that in a second. Well, Athens and Sparta is what we're comparing, but so social, right, is this is like social classes. It might be how certain people are treated. Like you might look specifically at women. You might look specifically if they have like things like slavery or not. You're looking at who's more important in society. Okay. To speed this up, I'll go ahead and do the ECS since you gave me this in the P. So the P, right, prospects political. We're looking at government. We want to look at also if people have certain rights, like you have the right to free speech, right? That's a political characteristic of this country. We might look at sometimes military. That's also political. Okay? So these are the types of things that we look at. And by government, we could also mean specifically government style. We can mention who's in charge, things like that. Anything related to the government. Does that make sense? Okay? E is economics. We might be looking at trade. We might try to find out what most people do for jobs. Okay? You might also look at maybe what a place produces. Okay? C, culture, could be a lot of things. Okay? Q started this out when I said, well, what type of things would I want you to look for? Religion falls under culture. Okay? It might also be education. It could be art. Music. Okay? Food. Dress. Okay? All that's cultural stuff. Let's go ahead and add one thing back to economic. This sometimes can go in culture too. It's technology. Forgot about that, but that's important. Okay? Because economically, your technology always helps you do something, right? And typically, it's to get work done. All right? Like the Greeks, they were master what? Shipbuilders. So their technology, they're shipbuilders, but why did they build those ships?
Because they were surrounded by water.
They were surrounded by water, and what did they have to do?
They had to travel.
They had to travel and trade. So again, it came back to how they would make money. Okay? People don't create things to make your life easier, just so that way your life can be fun. They make it to money. Right? All right. Last one is situation, which means geography. So I want to know, like, how are they affected by the land?
Crops.
What are the features, right? What are the features of the land? So when you talked about Greece, you said, well, islands. They got a lot of their access to the sea. They're a peninsula for the most part, mainland Greece. Okay, so all those are features of their situation. It affects where you live. Okay? Because your situation. So like when we talked about Egypt, and y'all gave me because it helped protect Egypt of providers about the non-rich soil, right? You guys saw me this of geography of the situation. So step one in this comparison. Okay? I guess I should give you a choice. I wouldn't agree with you, but I guess I should give you a choice. Would you rather do this whole chart on your own?
Yes.
Would you rather work with a partner to work on one side of the chart and you can work on the other?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. That's kind of what I was thinking.
We need to pick our partner.
No. I'll catch you up in a second. So here's the deal. You got a reading. I want you to just preview for a second. Take 30 seconds. Look at the headings and the topics in the reading. Once you look at the headings and the topics in the reading, look at the reading. Look at the reading.
Look at the reading.
But as you're flipping, look at the topics that you see. Ooh. do they fall in line with the things you need to find?
Yeah.
Some of them are not going to be as explicit. They're not going to say, here's the social life of Athens. Okay? But this is kind of broken up because these are the types of things we look at in history. Okay? These are essentially historical themes.
So we just put the same thing over here with the right here.
I said the same life of social. Hey, Nicole, can I see your paper for a second?
You got it right here.
Hey, Nicole and Miles did this the right way. I'm not sure if everybody else did, but if you went ahead and wrote those tips, right, of what to look for in any other box other than this one, then you probably need to move them to
Oh, I wrote it in the other
this
box.
box. You need to move
Why you ain't say that?
I said put them in the same box that you have the word social, political, economic, culture.
I didn't hear anything.
I really
I really did for real.
Pray for them. All right, thank you. Okay, listen. Let's put you on the time limit. Because I know and you know that if I don't give you a time limit, I'll take all day. I want you to try to work with your partner. And I want you to try to work on one side of the chart. Your partner will work on the other side. Okay, one side of the okay? And you hear me? One side of the chart you're gonna label Athens. The other side of the chart you're gonna label Sparta. Okay? One person's gonna take Athens. One person's gonna take Sparta. Okay? I'm gonna give you 15 minutes. And in that 15 minutes, I want you to be done with your side. Do you understand? Okay? So you know if you have Sparta, that Sparta's in the latter pages, but the first page already gives you some information about both of them. So that might be like a nice little cheat sheet, that first page. Okay? Okay, Renee? Okay? So, I want you to take 15 minutes, and you're going to work on your side. Okay? We're going to move toward the second part where you're going to have 10 minutes. Take 15 minutes to exchange information. I'm going to start. Okay? And get some timer. And lastly, and I'll be walking around.
Oh, Spartan Athens.
Sparta and Athens. So,
And it's like the concept.
right now, you can just get information about those characteristics. So for each box, like you look for social, I just want to know about how they treat them. Hey. This first part doesn't require a whole lot of talking. The second part will. Okay? I know.
Okay, here.
Step one does not require you to do much talk. You can ask your partner, we're not really having a talk fest. That's step two, where you exchange information. So during step one, you just need to decide who's going to work on Athens, who's going to work on Sparta. Okay? And then go ahead and get to work. Yes, ma'am. So we're gonna have to make this an individual activity.
Tell me what. Do at least.
I didn't ask you.
You gonna do Aspen Day or?
This one, right?
So,
That's just basic interest. You know, so we want to be able to move further. So we still something she already received keyword like that. That's just
You start. Yup, this will pay off.
So she was making that as far
She don't feel stressed.
who's gonna work? Now it's gonna work.
You said 265?
So that would be more culture back with the history, what they learn about. That's all.
Oh, I hate these.
I know, it's so tough.
Governance part of social,
Every
right?
time I see a stop sign, I just say, oh, thank the Lord, I know it's shaking the cup.
I'm so tripping. It only got Spartans over here.
It wasn't meant to be funny. Okay, now, collect yourself.
I mean, it's too funny.
It's your last grade. Meaning that you get a 0 on the last grade. It's not a good look.
I need to get on my tip.
We'll see.
If I was the highest grade, I mean, if I was the highest grade.
No, mine's not.
You know what? We got to work. We got to work on your class of etiquette.
Look at that.
I know it's
I told you, well, your eyes.
I'm gonna like you.
like, if you at a formal restaurant, you have to.
So, how the expectations of the show in the class, how you do, right? So, not necessarily your work, but how you do things, right? So, like, if you have a question instead of that, the proper response would probably be to raise your hand. If you did raise your hand and that you didn't follow that response, being super loud. Yeah, you do.
I got started.
Oligarchy.
Yeah, and they had a.
You say you don't give a what? Sparta had a social.
Okay, so,
We got 15 minutes.
okay, so let's take a look around. So your headings, you got Athens, so here's another go to Sparta, so we should probably come back.
14 and 36.
We see education.
All the guys asking stuff. Oh,
Government. And here they have just two cities. I want to have some information here about
I've got atheists.
I will go ahead and tell you that this wasn't just for nothing, but also socially, it's all about how people are treated. One of your headings here is women and slaves and Africans. So maybe we find some social characteristics there.
Angel.
Well, this part right here where it says athletes and trade, that's under this. So, I don't want you to write the whole characteristic, I want you to just give me short bullets. Yeah, abbreviate, give me short bullets, so whatever it says, so let's actually tell you.
It says that they.
Captain. Your part. Your part. So what does that characteristic actually say there?
It says that they open strong relationships with other cities and very powerful trade.
Okay, so basically they have trade relationships with other cities, right? So that's what I would agree
Important
with that.
decisions were like voted on by smaller groups. Cause in Athens, they had like, laws were approved by larger groups. So you can say laws were approved by smaller groups.
And put that on.
Okay.
Put
Yeah.
it on political.
So economics could be anything about resources that they're acquiring to trade.
So we can write a thing about the resources.
Yeah.
It's in here.
This is Mr. Miller. I do. Yeah, sure thing, he's on the way.
Mark, I need you in this office.